Faceoffs matter these days, Nick, and these two guys really good at it.
They do. Very curious to see the X factors as we see Baptiste win that draw, but it's going to be these loose balls.
Let's send it down for the first time to Haley Elwood on the floor.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Obviously, both of these two teams are on win streaks, but San Diego was looking at this game. All right, there we go. They're calling it. A measuring stick game, and I'll let you call this goal, and we'll get right back to me.
Rush fell behind 3-0 last week before scoring 7 in a row against Calgary. Here's Leclerc, who buries it. Wanted to win the time of possession battle and thought Trevor Baptiste would be a big part of that. Shot clock at 4 seconds. Courier's got to go. Courier to the middle. Watson twists it on. Chiliano made the save. Misses high above the net. That, too, has been a problem for the Seals, getting shots on net, missing the net, the second most of any team in the league this year. Berg down low as Chiliano the save. Oh, Nick, I want to talk about this Rush team for a second here. One thing that hasn't been discussed enough that I think is really important is the way this team has matured. We've seen it happen in front of our own eyes as young guys have become adults in a matter of 2 or 3 years. Talking to Jimmy Quinlan this week. Last week, they were not shaken at all by their 3-0 deficit against Calgary because they had matured. They felt that sense of composure, which was his buzzword. You have to think tonight's no different, even though they're down 2-0 on the road.
It really is, and it kind of seems like, talking to Coach Quinlan, this has always been the plan. Hey, we know that we're going to be a little rough, maybe 1 or 2, for 1 or 2 years. And rough meaning not having that composure, that veteran presence. And they've just gone on the steady increase. Kind of similar to the Patriots. They were a dynasty a couple of years back, 2 down years, and here they are at the top of the league.
Robinson kicked away by Chiliano. San Diego 2 goals now, finishing on a power play. Penalty is released. Naso comes out. We're back to even strength. Leclerc up to Wesley Berg. Berg steps in, and Chiliano steers it to the corner. Saskatchewan just so good in so many ways. Church hums it near side and missed everything. Might have gotten a piece of O'Reilly, so they reset to 30. Chico in San Diego, for a moment, thinks about pushing the pace, but instead will slow it down and continue this time of possession battle as DeChico dings the pipe. Well, that was a theme last week in Saskatchewan's game against Calgary. 5 pipes in the opening quarter. Eventually their offense broke through. This time it's the skinny red guys bailing them out on the defensive end. Here's Leclerc, wrong side of the floor, backhands it on, and Chiliano makes the scooping save.
San Diego's done that a couple times this season, especially when the right-handed players are initiating. They'll sneak someone behind the net to that far side pipe. That time it was Leclerc. Previously it's been Kavanaugh. Really tricky little set piece right there.
Working it through the lefties. Zach Mans. What a player he's become in this league. Church fires one on, one-timer. A loose ball, pinballing around, picked up by Mans. Swings it around to Keenan. Rolls it low.
Yeah, his positioning's been great so far, seeing the ball well. An impressive start for Riglieri.
Courier to Robinson on the doorstep. 3-0 in this first quarter. McIntosh sweeping, setting, shooting, and Chiliano the save that gooses right to McIntosh. Now Kavanaugh kicked away by Chiliano. A fortunate break for Saskatchewan as their goaltender bails out the mistake. Messenger had it taken away and Kavanaugh was denied.
Gotta say, San Diego's offense is looking remarkably well. This is a blueprint on how to beat Calgary's defense. They're throwing multiple looks and all of them are working.
Robrecht following Keenan, backing in on it. Tries to flip it out to Zach Mans, the electric Victoria boy. Mans steps in, shoots, and a save by O'Reilly. And a brief trip as Matt Wright, the human refrigerator, comes barreling up the floor. He and DeChico run 2-on-1. DeChico to Wright. Hits the post. Off to Robinson. Shot clock under 10. Robinson patrolling. One-timer. McIntosh gets it on. Chiliano the save. Loose ball collected by the Rush as Saskatchewan clears it out of trouble. That was Ryan Barnable who picked it up to get it to Matt Hasek. League's reigning defensive player of the year, Austin Shanks, last year's playoff hero who was so very good. Shanks stings it near side, just absolutely burns Zach Deacon underneath.
The shooter's right toe touches the crease before the ball crosses the goal line. It is no goal.
So there you have it. I am entirely incorrect. It is enough evidence, and it is overturned, so no goal on the floor. Leclerc has it poked away. Fortunately falls to McIntosh for the Seals. Still 10 seconds in the shot clock. Robinson with room. Robinson burns it!
When you give him room, he will take that shot every time.
Baptiste stays perfect on the faceoffs. Logan gets one on. Chiliano the save. Watson has it swept away by Holden Garland. And the Rush will run out the final seconds of the opening quarter.
Great job by Garland right there, getting his stick in the lane.
As Baptiste stays perfect on the faceoffs, but a loose ball push. Jake Boudreau went to the floor. Saskatchewan will have it. San Diego starts the second on the power play for another minute 40. And the Rush back to work. Another 10 seconds in the 5-on-3. They're pushing it. Accioni drops it off, gets it back. Steps in, burns it. Absolutely buries it past O'Riglieri. The give and go. Accioni to Church and back. Cycling around. Swatted away and taken away Danny Logan. Then shot out of the can. He's in a foot race by himself. Logan coast to coast. Chiliano says no. Huge save for Frank Chiliano as Danny Logan nearly gave San Diego their first shorty of the season. Final 10 seconds of the power play for the Rush will tick off here before James Barkley is released.
What an effort by Danny Logan. It's got to be fun when you're more athletic than everyone on the floor.
Even strength. Mans backdoor feet. O'Riglieri got there. Turns away Church. And your point about Wesley Berg's reaction, getting up off the floor, I think really seals that point. Here is Berg. He shoots it up high on his former teammate. Frank Chiliano makes the save and a brief trip down the floor for the Seals.
How dialed in is your shorthanded unit on the backside? San Diego doing a very good job. And they've gotten some opportunities on the shorthand.
Zawada sweeping low. McIntosh couldn't handle the pass. Reset of the shot clock. Berg off to Watson. And that's Robinson, excuse me, into the middle. Wesley Berg scores for San Diego. Cycling it across the top. Shanks moves it to Church. Anderson with 5 to shoot. Anderson scores! Levi Anderson around the defender and in. It's a foot race for the ball. Bradley and Church running after it. And the physicality wins. Watson helping out with Bradley. Dylan Watson!
From up top to the back pipe.
Watson looking for a first half hat trick. Chiliano up to the task. Now here's Boudreau. Feeds. Boudreau gets it back. Boudreau sticks it. Great ball movement and transition by the Rush. San Diego shot out of a can here. Courier on the shorty. Courier saved by Chiliano. A huge stop for the Rush.
Woo, you're cooking.
Well, they still have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go to even think about that. Mans to the far side, behind the net. And that's not going to happen because Austin Shanks sticks it in.
Jinxed it.
Courier sweeping across. Lost the ball. 3 seconds. Saskatchewan here. Final second of action. And cannot get it on net. O'Riglieri was there anyway. Baptiste and Naso, a good matchup tonight. Baptiste 8 out of the 12. Naso has won 3 out of the last 4. And it'll be a procedure against Naso, giving San Diego possession. Or, excuse me, other way around. Baptiste, the procedural, giving Saskatchewan possession. A Rush on the power play. Ari Steenhuis would be released with one more Saskatchewan goal. Keenan is the point man. Church to his left. Mans to his right. Here's Mans. Cycle around to the point. Now it's Church back to Mans. To Keenan. Steps in. Might have gotten the pipe. Into the corner. Anderson has it in a fresh 30.
Well, good ball movement so far. Look for them to keep that up.
Keenan stepped down. Deflected shot. Eli Goldbrecht got a stick on it. Anderson broken play. Church! The Rush capitalize on the scramble drill. It's a 1-goal game. Posts up a defender from San Diego. Now Brock Haley, the offense, can go to work. Well, back 5-on-5 after the penalty was released on the goal by Church. McIntosh to Chico on the crease. Watson, McIntosh down low. Here's Berg, chased around by Boudreau. Flinging it behind his back is DeChico, and it's handled, picked up there by McClellan, sending San Diego to the power play. Robinson now on the right side. Back to Berg, off to Leclerc. Cycling through. Leclerc with a missile! Josh Zawada getting some minutes. Spins it to Keenan on the far side, chased around by Matt Wright, second-year pro. Bodying in, Keenan. Now Barkley defends, and Keenan splits the legs of O'Riglieri.
But then you got to crash alongside the offensive player. Good rep for Bradley.
Robinson feeding Watson. What a save by Shiliano.
Now it's the Rush's turn to only have a couple seconds worth of the shot clock. Both teams slowing down on the substitution.
Shanks feeding Church, gets it on. O'Riglieri was there. Church the point man, the two men in the slot, Mans and Shanks. Here's Mans to Shanks, tie game. Great ball movement, and Shanks puts it away. Got a piece of Shiliano. Say it was deflected by the defender, so no reset of the shot clock. Robinson hits the pipe this time. Fortunate to play it to the corner where it's overrun by Watson, and the Seals an unforced turnover. Now Kidd running. Saskatchewan shorthanded. O'Riglieri the save. They'll switch places. Berg sets a pick. Leclerc a missile outside. One hand pick up by Jake Boudreau. Now winning a foot race. Boudreau the other way. Boudreau shorthanded. Coast to coast. Final seconds. Anderson running around. Gets one on. And O'Riglieri the save to take it to the final whistle of quarter number 3.
Absolutely positive. We saw that in that third quarter on that 3-0 run that began with a goal from Ryan himself.
Playing with Watson, chased around by Messenger, feeds up to Berg, steps in, Wesley Berg, save made, put back attempt, and Shiliano was there again.
Great save by Shiliano right there, but that's the type of offensive possession you want to see from San Diego. The two-man game isn't working, and the defense is collapsing towards the crease. Well, Westberg posts up just above that. That could be a potential momentum builder. They just found a little crack in the armor.
Keenan with some space, probing around, whips it to the far side. Church! A seeing-eye finish, and it's a 2-goal Rush lead. Kavanaugh. Backside, Robinson! Brings it out to the point, cycles it to Zach Mans, playing two-man with Levi Anderson. Mans quiet tonight. Mans underneath, twisting on O'Riglieri the save. Shot sails high, Keenan finds the rebound, still 20 seconds. Wide open on the crease, Robert Church buries another one.
And we'll see if Baptiste can bring him back.
2-on-1, Baptiste, Shiliano the save, as he has been rock solid when called upon tonight. Zach Mans brings it in, gives it back to Keenan. Church and Shanks, the two righties. Now it's Church, hits the pipe. Off the boards, and it carries up into the Rush bench. It will stay with Saskatchewan, however. Boudreau is that center fielder out at the Seals logo, trying to keep the ball on the Rush offensive side of the zone. Hands to Keenan. Back to Church. He has 3 off the man, scoreless tonight. Shanks hits another pipe.
A huge penalty kill by San Diego right there. I'm willing to say that kept them in the game.
Flying underneath. As DeChico gets one on net, and the Seals kill off a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Keenan. Haley cycles it for Church, and Church burns it up high. Absolutely stings the corner for his 4th. Pops out for him, gives it back to Leclerc, backpedaling. Now it's Robinson, cycles for Courier, one more behind his back to Watson. Save O'Riglieri, rather Shiliano, excuse me. Courier collects the loose ball off the boards. Shot clock did not reset, 7 seconds. Berg, far side, Seals get one back. It's Connor Robinson. Pedaling in, Courier tries to go up high, missed everything. Barnable the loose ball, gets it to Boudreau, the net is empty. And the Rush are going to ice it. Brock Haley puts it away. And Saskatchewan.
Penalties and undisciplined, just too much to overcome for the men in gold.
So it's a final score in San Diego. The Saskatchewan Rush come from back behind 4 goals down